All right, good cold morning, Chad with Pure Maintenance. Today I'm going to be taking this up in the air and we're going to take a mold sample up there and see what happens. All right, here we are. Lab got our air results back. I am a little shocked, and I think you'll see why. It's kind of interesting. So let's take a look at it. All right, so take a look at this chart here. First thing to notice is on the leftmost column there, you'll see spore types detected, and it has a list of different spore types. And the next column over has a raw count section, which is literally what the lab technician sees on in the microscope. And then the next column over is the cubic meter number, which is kind of a projection of how many mold spores may be present in that cubic meter of air. Usually in your home, but in this case in particular, we're at 5,000 feet in the air in an airplane. So not necessarily your home in this case. And you'll notice that your raw count is zeroed out. Your cubic meter obviously would be zeroed out. And then the total row there is also zero. There's nothing to see. And I think that's super interesting. So, but we do know that it was a valid test because there is something on there. So if you follow down to the next section there for the additional information, you'll see skin cells. We're showing something maybe there, maybe a little bit of pollen, very low detection, if any. Background debris is considered a 2, which is something. There's nothing on there. So it kind of is like trash or just something is showing up on the slide, and it's not necessarily a mold spore or something like that. And then you'll see the sample volume there is 150, which just means that we took a 10-minute test. And so our air sample pump ran for 10 minutes. So there's a couple things to note. The first thing is the sample was taken in February. The air on this day in particular was pretty stable. We weren't getting any crazy weather patterns. In fact, there was a rising density of air, which means that better weather is on the way and continuing to get better. We're kind of, we're up in the air, so we're away from the ecosystem of the earth. So you don't have all these decaying plants and soil and, just the normal fungal ecology that exists right here on the ground. And so that's probably got a lot to play into it. But I think, because mold spores travel through the air for reproduction, I think it's important or maybe interesting to see if we come back and take this sample later in the year, like in the middle of the summer, when we do have those rising currents of air and we do have some unstable atmosphere to our advantage, and maybe we'll find something, because the air can hold up lots of moisture. It can, like hail, for instance, it continues to keep that, for the rising currents of air in a thunderstorm, it continues to keep that ball of ice in the air. So for sure it could raise a mold spore that high into the atmosphere. So let's resample later on in the summer and just see what happens. Maybe we can find a day where we know there's going to be thunderstorms and we get out there before everything starts to rock and roll too much. But anyway, so that was it. Maybe the prescription here, if you don't feel great and it's because of mold and it's in your house, maybe you find a buddy with an airplane and go fly and see if that works for you. So in any case, we'll see you on the next one, and we'll keep on doing some scientific exploration here on mold spores and how far up they go. So all right, if you got any thoughts, let me know. It's kind of wild. We'll see you.